Okay, Mom, what's today?
Oh, today's homecoming day. She's all set. She's all hooked up and ready to roll.
Rachel, what's happening?
Dad, I'm taking Hannah home, Grandma.
What's happening?
Daddy,
What?
when I get home, Mommy said I can hold Hannah.
All right.
One day I was going to a new church and I had taken my roommate and friend with me, and there was this beautiful young lady greeting, and I introduced myself and my friends as Dan, Andy, and Tony.
I thought to myself, okay, DAT, but I said it out loud. I said, oh, DAT. I thought, dental admission test. As I said the words, I thought, oh, that is so stupid. They're just going to think you're so weird. But then all of a sudden, Dad kind of had this familiar look on his face like,
How do you know about dental admissions test? And she said, oh, I'm a dental hygiene student. And that's how we first met.
when we got married, the goal was we are going to be better together than we were separate in who we were and how we followed God. God was really the center of our relationship. Dad and I read this book called A Full Quiver, and it was basically talking about how you could really just trust God for your family size. And I thought, oh, if we're saying we trust God with our entire life, then I guess we could trust him with this. So we pretty much just decided from that point on, no birth control. And I remember one of my friends said, you're crazy, you're going to have 10 kids. And I thought, well then, yeah, it's like if I have 10 kids, isn't that because God wanted to give us 10 kids? So then I had my first daughter, and then when she was 6 months old, I found out I was pregnant with my second child. And then when my second daughter was 10 months old, I found out I was pregnant for the third time. Yeah, I thought I was going to kill myself. So, I mean, we had always desired to go overseas as a couple, and then now as a family. We had finally become debt-free, and so we were ready to really move forward.
For me, it's like, well, if we're going to go somewhere, I'm going to go where nobody else wants to go. And Pakistan was like the second most corrupt country in the world.
Yeah, so I was in Pakistan when I found out I was pregnant with my fourth child. It wasn't a good, I mean, we really knew we couldn't have it in the city that we were living in. It was just too remote with not very good care. As it got closer and I was having medical care, I was gaining like 20 pounds in 1 month, couldn't roll over in bed, and I thought, I've done this 3 times and this is very different. This is like not right different. Once we found out that there was an issue with Hannah, and doctors there in Pakistan said, if you were my wife, I'd take you home to the States, to have this baby.
And like 3 hours later, we realized we're going to get on a plane and fly back home.
Right after she was born, they did 24-hour turnaround chromosome testing and found out that she had a chromosome disorder. And she did not have a good prognosis for life.
Trisomy 18. And basically the doctors were just telling us, she's going to die. We can just put her on medication to keep her out of pain and just kind of let her slowly just kind of fade away into the dust, the sunset. When Hannah was diagnosed, the doctors, they basically told us if she lives past this week, then she'll only live 8 weeks longer, because like 80% of trisomy babies die within 8 weeks of birth. It's almost like there's a time clock that just shuts down. I became very bitter and went into a real dark place. For the most part, I was just trying to run away. We had committed to one another that divorce was never going to be an option for us. I just was really struggling, and it had a toll on my marriage. I was angry at Kristen. The way that I was talking to Kristen, she finally pulled me aside and said, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're going through, but you're being horrible right now, and if you don't knock it off, I promised you that I would never divorce you, but I will emotionally divorce you if you don't stop doing what you're doing.
I think I had.
That was a huge wake-up call for me because it caught me by surprise. And I started just saying, God, what's going on here? I didn't know what was going on. I just need help. I remember going to church on a Sunday morning, and the pastor had just come back from a trip. I don't remember why he said this, but he realized that there's only two responses to crisis in life. You could either raise a fist to heaven in anger to God, or you could open your hand with gratitude. Hannah changed a lot of lives. In 8 weeks of life, she changed our lives. She changed our family life. She changed a lot of lives. That was just an incredible experience. A painful and a hard one. But I'm glad that God loved me enough to show me that I had a choice in my response, and that I chose gratitude and not anger.
Bye-bye.